So now students, we will directly move into the chapter number 5. As you know, chapter number 3 and chapter number 4 is not in your revised syllabus for this session. Due to the coronavirus, the syllabus has been reduced and many chapters have been removed actually. So chapter number 3 and chapter number 4 are also not in this book, in the book Footprint Without Feet. And today we are going to read the title story of this chapter, Footprints Without Feet. This story, student, is actually it's taken from a novel, Invisible Man, which was actually written by I have forgotten, but we will get to know as we will read the story. So let's start the story, student. Before we start, let's try to understand something about the story. Can a man become invisible? As I have told you that this story has been taken from the novel Invisible Man, the Footprints Without Feet. So now the main question here is that in that novel, the story is actually about a man who was invisible, who cannot be seen. So the question is a very obvious question, has been asked to you by the book, that can a man become invisible? Becoming invisible means, student, something exists but you cannot see through your eyes. You cannot see with your naked eyes. That's what it means. There are all those things that exist in nature and all those things that exist physically in the universe. Everything that has a physique, and as someone who is not blind, who can see, who has the ability of seeing, whose vision is good, he can definitely see an object which has a physique. So if a person has that human beings are physical objects, so is that possible that a human being, a man, look at here, a man can become invisible? A man will not be seen by your naked eyes. Is it possible? That's what you have to ponder upon, scientifically, or just try to think that whether it's really possible in reality or not. For example, there are many people in the world, and even including Albert Einstein also, people they thought that time travel is possible, but actually time physically is not possible. Astrally, your astral body can travel in past and future also, but if you want that with your body, in physique, you can travel in time. That's not generally possible. So that's what the case here also, that is it possible that a normal person also cannot see a person and a person can become invisible? This is the story of a scientist who discovers how to make himself invisible. But here let's come on to the story, whether it's possible or not, but it's an imagination by the writer, who is famous, who is renowned for writing such sci-fi. If you would have heard the genre sci-fi genre, he generally write their stories, science fictional stories. So this is also a science fictional story, which will deal about a scientist who discovers a medicine, who discovers a pills. By taking that, he can become invisible. That's what has been shown in that novel, and we will read only one extract taken from that novel here. What is there in this story, and what the writer wants to say, and how that was possible, how that person became invisible, and why was the need for him to become invisible. That's what all those things we have to read in this story, and actually in the whole novel of this Invisible Man novel.